All right, welcome back, and you're watching Good Morning Nigeria on the network service. In a moment, we'll be taking the newspaper review.
All right, let me warmly again introduce Chukwudi Okoli Abuja, our newspaper reviewer. Good to see you again, Chukwudi. Good morning to you.
You know, I hope the director didn't catch me laughing almost maniacally. You know, I have this way of laughing like Roman gods in those days in amphitheater. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm happy to see you too. Morning.
Anyway, I'm still up. So let's quickly look at the People's Daily so that we can catch up with the time. People's Daily is reporting, of course, on the front page as expected. Tinubu rewards the Tigers with national honor, cash, and housing. And it also has on it just a bit below the nameplate, retired military personnel protest at Ministry of Finance over unpaid entitlements. And flood, Niger government issues fresh warning to communities. Just a bit below the picture story, Zamfara bandits kidnap 114 in 3 local government areas in fresh attacks. This is according to residents. And there are also trending stories just at the foot of the paper. This one says, parents tell youths to desist from taking risks for politicians. 1 person killed in community land dispute, and other stories there. I think, Ira, you have other papers.
All right, let's see the Daily Trust quickly. Daily Trust leads with this story on education, not a good one. WAEC records worst results in 5 years. The writer, parents, others blame CBT for poor performance. Details on pages 3 and 4. Above that, of course, the reward to the Tigers is also right here. Away from that, residents, military stranded as flood hits Lagos. That's on page 12. Ex-soldiers protest over unpaid entitlement. That's on page 7. And below the picture stories we have right here. Bandits raid Zamfara villages, abduct 24-day-old baby stolen from Ekiti Hospital. That's on page 21. Troops kill 17 Boko Haram terrorists in Borno. That's on page 10. And Ojulari surfaces at public function. That's on page 8. Let's see quickly what the blueprint is offering this morning. Of course, FIBA Women's Afro Basket leads the pack here, talking about the benefits, or if you like, the reward they got from the president yesterday. And above that, we have 4 suspects nabbed over missing newborn baby in Ekiti Hospital. That seems to be on all the papers this morning, and of course, that's a cause for concern. Below the picture story, the thunderstorm in Lagos, NIMET predicts thunderstorms in 10 states, panic in Lagos over persistent rainfall. And finally, at the bottom of the front page of the blueprint, of our borders transformed to strongholds against human trafficking. That's according to the National Orientation Agency. All right, Chukwudi.
Where is my brother? Yesterday he said Lagos practically has no rains anymore. So what are they talking about when they say panic in Lagos over persistent rainfall? Well, the elements change within a few hours.
Yes.
I'm sure that when he was in Lagos, there was no rain really.
NIMET is also predicting
thunderstorms
in 10 states.
Anybody can predict that at this time, can't they?
You know, and yes, but let's quickly look at you know, the WAEC records worst results in 5 years, and parents, others blame CBT for poor performance. And if we recall, Chukwudi, you know, the issue with JAM, it's also all about CBT, you know, and hiking or whatever, faults and all that. So I'm not really, you know, sure what parents are really saying.
Parents are blaming the computer-based test.
And of course, I'm sure you remember during the exams, there were reports that some centers wrote exams late at night, some computers were not working, some students didn't, you know, I mean, a lot of issues during the exams.
Yeah, Ray, you would always argue for young people because you're closer to them in age than I am. It's okay. vilify our young people. But the examination body is saying that the CBT is actually helping them reduce exam malpractices, and you now know who really has something in their head. You know, it reminds me of the day that...
But it should be done neatly. It shouldn't be...
People at law school performed terribly, awfully. They did not do well at all. You know what Newswatch or Tell magazine made the headlines? Wig on empty heads. That was way back. I hope none of you is...
CBT may stop exam malpractice, but of course it can destabilize students if it is not done properly. For example, you have a paper for 2 p.m. and say by 4 or 5, you've not yet started. That could destabilize any student who is ready for that paper. And then maybe you get into the hall, you're rushed, and then maybe the time allotted, you don't get to finish because everywhere is dark and there's no light and all of that. All of this can affect performance.
I do not contest what inappropriate venues could do to one's psychological inclination. But I do ask from time to time, do these boys and girls really know what we knew in our time? When one person could read out 2 pages of Shakespeare, oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with this
Shakespearean language.
Yeah, in Shakespearean language.
You need to translate.
Are the students to blame? Are the students to blame?
Hold on.
She's got another one.
Hold on.
No, because,
you see,
I mean...
my problem with here is, catch me for leg, you hold on for leg, you say, no, that throat I talk.
You know, Chukwudi, you're absolutely right. And Enre is also on point. Look, the CBT has helped. The advantages of a computer-based test. I mean, it's going to be applied now, even in all civil service, procedures, which is good. I mean, we're moving with the times. We talk about evolving with technology. That is good. But also, the school authorities must also take cognizance of the, of the glitches, or the challenges, the issues that come with the CBT, and gradually find ways of addressing.
So we don't unfairly.
Exactly.
She has a point.
You understand? So I think that's...
But I'm also of the view that our children are not working as hard as we did in those days.
Are the teachers teaching as hard as they did in those days?
You might find out that all these things we are complaining about have the same source. Are the hospitals as equipped as they were some 3 years ago? I want to stop there because I have a grouse with,
yes,
with that.
So
things have gone generally down. We need to up the game in all sectors of our life.
Let's look at another one. Ex-soldiers protest over unpaid entitlements. I mean, we're getting to see more of ex-this, ex-that, having to go
You
to
see,
the
you're
streets.
taking it from my lips again. What was the last thing I said? I said life has declined in almost all facets of it.
Exactly.
We're going down, whether morally or whatever. I read a piece there, you didn't read it. Yahoo boy crashes car into a dome market and all that. What is the quality or what is the integrity of people we bring up these days? And they're going to tell you, why would you accuse me of not showing enough integrity? What am I taking from the environment to reinforce what nature had endowed me with in terms of moving towards goodness? So everybody has a complaint. But at the gate of heaven or hell, you're not going to tell God that, now my mama make me concede where they go hell now. You have to. It's every man for himself. And the devil take the hindmost.
What do you make precisely? Last time we heard about nurses. We saw ex-policemen. Now it's ex-soldiers. And given, the role that our military men, play in national security.
Yes.
What do you think about these ex-soldiers protesting? In 60 seconds, if you may.
Yeah, quickly. Soldiers, I have a particular passion for soldiers. It's not because my younger brother, Captain Ifeanyi Ubaja, well, God rest his soul, was in the army. There's something noble, extra noble. A man who volunteers to die for you is a noble man. He submits his life without you asking. Some people say they're not, they pay them. So after active service, I also expect us to respect that noble disposition they have shown the country. I feel bad when I hear that soldiers, policemen. No, it shouldn't be that way. Nobody's inferior to the other person. About nurses, I said just last week that somebody told me a doctor comes out with his expert eyes, says, do this, do this, do this. But the person that handles the real toil in the ward is the nurse. They too should be handled, fairly.
Thank God you ended with the nurse. I just hope this one-day baby that was stolen in Ekiti is found and returned to the mother. Not a good story at all. Chukwudi, we need to go. The producer says it's time, for us to, move on to our first discussion of the day. Many thanks.
Enjoy the rest of Good Morning Nigeria.
Many thanks for sharing your time with us. Claire. All right, so we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get into our first conversation. Stay with us.